What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Welcome into Let's Bet It. Lauren Javara here with Jared Smith. Jared, how you feeling after yesterday? You were at a game last night. How was
Morning
it?
off from LBI. We were busy in the lab with Champions League picks, which were, I would say, mediocre at best. I think the picks were
Okay.
good, just the results were bad. Right? It was just unlucky.
Yeah.
That's what I like to call it. But game was fun. Saw your alma mater, your
Mhm.
professional alma mater, the Avs,
Mhm.
just kicked the crap out of my Rangers. I mean, that was
Yeah.
just a
Mhm.
pummeling. But the overhit, it was the first time I've been at a live hockey game since Feb 2020.
Wow.
So almost 2 years, which was nice. And I'll tell you, in person, man, the Avs are fast. I mean, they had a power play where it was like the Rangers didn't touch the puck for like 2 whole minutes. They are an impressive team. Obviously, it was a really tough night for the Rangers, second of a back-to-back, and they had the third string goalie in. But impressive night for the Avs, overhit easily. Fun night. The Garden was rocking.
Yeah,
Even
the
though they
Garden
got their
was
butts
rocking.
kicked.
I was actually watching part of that game. It was incredible, and the Avs looked good as ever. I mean, they scored
Yeah.
seven goals for the second consecutive game, 7 against Philly, 7 against the Rangers. It was a good night for the Colorado Avalanche, so I liked watching that. I loved watching that, actually. Sorry about your Rangers team. And Jack, our
The
producer.
overhit. So I
Yeah,
made all the
and my
money I
Avs
spent
puck
on
line
tickets
bet
I
hit
made.
too. My Avs puck line bet hit too, so I felt
Yeah,
pretty
you're
good.
on fire right now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I
am. It's
don't even
fine.
know. I don't even know what to say about your record and your standings and how you've done it. I mean, it's
Oh,
almost to the point where it's almost unbelievable, but it's not because there's
because you got to
video
believe
record
it.
of it. Yeah,
You better
no,
see
there's
it to believe it, right?
yeah,
I love
absolutely.
it. Love it. All right, lots to talk about today, a lot to get to. NBA, only 3 games on the slate, but we're going to talk about some of the market movement around those 3 games. We got some Thursday night foosball with our friend Julian Edlow, who I've never met before, but has been on the show before with you and Alex. So
Yeah.
excited to work with him and chat with him a little bit about Thursday night football, then college basketball. We have some predictions, some picks. Things are heating up. And then we can't end without our Pickswise play of the day and our best bets of the day. So without further ado, let's get into it and let's bet it. I messed that up today. Let's get into it and let's bet it. That doesn't work, right? Let's get it.
Yeah.
Let's bet it.
You've had better transitions. It's
Yeah,
okay. It's
it's okay.
early in the show. We
You
can
know
we
what?
can
I'm
make up
just
for it.
trying different things out,
Yeah,
and
you
then
lost the first quarter bet, but the
we
first
see what
we can
sticks.
we can get in later
Yes,
and make up for it.
exactly. So on to the second quarter, NBA.
Second
Let's
quarter.
do it. Okay, so we're looking at 3 games tonight. One of them, Nuggets at San Antonio. Has there been any line movement there? And then there's a few other games as well.
Yeah, in fact, if you asked me like the sharp market move of the night, which hasn't affected your betting style at all and is not going to affect your style with this game, it is Denver to San Antonio. Denver open as a 1.5-point favorite. I'm seeing 2 kind of painted across the market now. I do see a couple 1.5. So San Antonio now being favored. So again, that line flip overnight in the NFL, it's not as impactful. In the NBA, it's a little more impactful because again, the market's only open for a short amount of time. So when the market opens at late last night, and then by the time we get to this morning, if you see a 3-point move, well, that's pretty impactful because likely the line's not going to move too much further. So I think San Antonio laying 2 is kind of where the market is right now. And you kind of like Denver a little bit in this game, though, and you're getting better odds this morning on it.
Yeah, I am. I have Nuggets money line in this one, plus 100. Both teams right now have their issues a little bit here, right? The Spurs have lost 2 straight. Key pair contributors doubtful to take the floor tonight. Denver's lost 8 of their last 10, had to deal with their own share of injuries, key players in their rotation. I mean, they've just had bad luck with injuries all season long. Fingers crossed Jamal Murray comes back somewhat soonish. The Nuggets are playing second game of a back-to-back set. They've had their struggles on the road this season, but they still have Jokic. So a guy like Nikola Jokic, he's leading the way for them. He still is, showing what he's capable of doing. He can play basically any single position on the floor. He's so dynamic. So he's kind of like a Swiss Army knife out there, but also big and strong at the same time. And San Antonio has been struggling on both ends of the floor. So I think this one's going to end up going towards the Nuggets. It's more of a lean for me, but getting it at plus 100 money line. I like that lean. They find a way to come up with the win, even with tired legs on the second half of a back-to-back. I feel good about it.
Denver 1-3 this year against the spread, second leg of a back-to-back. Just throwing it out there. Stats don't matter when they don't support your pick, though. So
yeah, stats are for losers.
They're for
okay,
losers.
So a couple other.
I think that's why the line flipped, though, because the Nuggets' second game of a back-to-back. That's why the shit doesn't mean that the Spurs are going to win, but that explains why the line flipped overnight. It makes sense.
Yeah. A couple other games tonight. The Lakers taking on the Grizzlies. No Ja Morant, but the Grizzlies have been on fire.
Yeah, and the line's moving in the Lakers' direction. All the handles coming in on LA. I saw this go from 3 to 4 overnight. I don't really have a strong opinion on the Lakers right now just because they don't – I mean, I know that they've been kind of downtrodden, but they're still an above 500 team despite all their issues. And I would say if the Grizzlies are without Ja, tough to back the Grizzlies, even though this is a big spot for them against the Lakers.
Yeah, and they've been on fire without Ja recently. Like, they've had some big wins. I know one of their wins was against OKC when they won, like, what was it, like 150?
Yeah. That game, you throw that game out. That game's like that game's like the Jags-Bills game. Like, you can't really count it as like something that actually makes sense in the world of normalcy.
Yeah, totally. And then the other game tonight, the Utah Jazz taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm actually really excited about this game. Two good teams, one of the best teams in the West going up against a solid team in the East.
Yeah, Jazz 5-0 to the over in their last 5. That certainly is a trend to keep an eye on. I've noticed their pace numbers have gone up. The Sixers have played, they're in a weird spot. So the Sixers just had back-to-back games against the Hornets. And, that's always weird when you play the same team 2 games in a row. They won both games. They didn't cover either game. One pushed to the total. The other one went over. Prior to that, they were playing a bunch of under games. So I don't really know what we're going to get from the Sixers tonight, to be perfectly honest with you. They've kind of been all over the place. But they've put together a nice little start. Actually, they really haven't. 14-11. They probably should have more wins. But the Jazz are one of the best teams in the West. So the market certainly looks like it's it's Utah, and the over is kind of where I'm seeing early. But I don't like laying points on the road. I would lay off that one.
Yeah.
The over or lay off that one.
Yeah, but you're not betting any of the games today, right?
No, it's not a really great card.
There's only 3 games right now looking at the slate. But
I promise to the viewers, I will get more into the NBA soon. I know I've been a little bit squeamish with NBA. But
when you do look at the NBA this early, what are you looking for in order for you to be able to make a bet on some of these games? Because that's an important thing. People don't really we're starting to see more trends, but still some teams that we thought would be sitting a little bit higher in the standings are not as high as they would be. It's other teams that, we
totals.
expect.
I like totals. I like betting totals. So when I did this stuff, when I used to do the everyday NBA capping, when we did every Knicks game last year, I had a little matrix that I would put together. I know I'm a massive nerd. Just call me a nerd. It's like an Excel thing that I did, and I would line up.
You still do Excel sheets.
I have so many Excel sheets. It's this. It's actually disgusting. I might as well be a statistics professor that just gambling. I think I'm a little bit nervous because when I don't have data to put in the spreadsheets, I feel like I'm like bungee jumping without a safety net, it's just, it makes me feel better when I have these kinds of, nets to kind of lean on. So I like totals, and I put together pace, offense efficiency, defense efficiency, and I put together red light, green light, and when I think an over looks good, when I think an under looks good, and I trust the movement too. And that's kind of when I fire away on the NBA. I'm getting there. After bowl season, and I can put football kind of to bed January 1st, another 3 weeks. I promise you every day I will have an NBA pick for you. I promise.
Yeah. Speaking of some of the bowl games, I mean, obviously we're not talking very much college football today or any college football at all today, but what are some of the games that you're looking at or teams that you expect? Do you think Michigan's going to win over Georgia?
I kind of think so.
Pause for a second because I wanted to see what you'd say.
We talked about that yesterday. Can we talk about the Army-Navy game this week first for a second?
Yeah, let's do it. Hit me with your best bets.
So this is wild, but remember I always tell people, don't tease college football. Don't tease college football. I think we might break the rule this week.
Yeah.
Because the total in the Army-Navy game, can you even get you? I know you haven't seen it yet because it's
it's probably 30,
34 and a half.
That's what I was going to say. Those games are so low scoring. It's unbelievable.
It's a college football game. Not even the NFL games get that low.
30, yeah.
34 and a half. So Army is favored by 7.5 points in the game. And the total's 34 and a half. And usually the reason why we don't like teasing college football is because the totals are in the 50s and the 60s for the most part.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense. But when a total is 34.5 and Army is sitting at a 7.5 point favorite, you're moving it through both of those key numbers, 7 and 3. And the total is so low. It's like you're getting maximum value. It's probably the only time I would ever recommend teasing a college football game. But I would tease Army down with like another NFL game that you like this week in a 6-point teaser. And I would move Army to 1.5. And I would do, I mean, it's crazy. Great note by Jack. 15 straight unders in the Army Navy game. I cannot bet the under in a total of 34.
I think like I was looking the other day in Service Academy games. I think like the under has gone like 41 or 42 and 1. Or like something unbelievable. Like the under hits like 49 out of 50 times in a game like that. It's just absolutely insane to me. Okay, so give me all of your best bets for that game right now.
All right, we're gonna tease Army. We're gonna tease Army, and I don't know what I'm gonna tease it with. Probably an NFL game. I might actually put it in my NFL best bets column, which I have to write right after the show because I was out. I was out partying at the Rangers game last night. Sorry, Dan Posner. I didn't do my homework last night. I didn't write up my best bets column. I'm gonna do it after the show today. You can
you know what? We all gotta let loose and have a little fun sometimes. So.
Yeah, you can dock my grade 5% for being late, for handing in my assignment late. Usually I have it for him like at this time in the morning. I'll send him and some of the editors of Pickswise my best bets column, but it's gonna be a couple hours late. Sorry guys, I was at the Rangers game last night.
And also on Saturday for Army Navy, our friend Mark Zeno, who is still active military, is going to be on the show. I think, Jared, you're not on the show on Saturday, but it's me and Alex Glaze.
No, I'm not. I'm off Saturday. Saturday. I'm excited. I'm going to sleep in. I'll probably just watch EPL. So I probably won't sleep in that much. But here's a really sad thing. Sorry, we're getting off topic here because we're waiting for Julian. My Peloton broke last night.
Your Peloton?
It broke. Well, I've got the cheap knockoff. It's called an Echelon. Like I can't even compete against you on the Peloton. Maybe this is an opportunity for me to actually buy the real Peloton so I can compete.
I'll send you a coupon code because I have one.
You have a coupon code? I might need one.
They sent me one, and I'm like, I don't really need this, but
I'm gonna see. Hopefully they fix it. But like the pedal like snapped off, which is really disappointing because that's how I used to like.
That means you're working out way too hard.
No, that's not it.
What do you mean the pedal snapped off?
Like when you clip your toe into the thing when you have the do you have the spin shoes like me?
Yeah, and you clip them in.
So the clip that was attached to the pedal came off. So like when I unclip, the clip came off with my shoe. And I can't get it back on.
It's just like sitting there.
Yeah, well, this is what it is. Thank God Julian's here, so we don't have to talk
about Julian's here. We've been stalling. He's here, people. He is here. Julian Edlow. Let's bring him in from Unreasonable Odds podcast. On DraftKings. We're talking a little Thursday night foosball. Julian, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm curious what I missed before I hopped in here, though. What got stuck on what?
I broke my Peloton last night.
Yeah, dude. He broke his Peloton. So we were talking NBA.
Whoops.
Then there's only 3 NBA games, so there wasn't many games to talk about. So then we're like, okay, now we're waiting for Julian. Let's talk about.
I'm teasing a college football game on Saturday. I'm breaking my own rule. But Army is like the most teasable game ever. Are you kidding me? 34.5 with a total? That's crazy.
Yep.
When we getting it up to 40?
No, that's actually not a bad idea. Army. I was thinking about teasing it Army with another NFL game on Sunday. But that's not a bad idea to do a 1.5 Army and an under 40.5. That's not bad.
Why not?
I like that.
I'm on the under 36.5, but that's not what we're here to talk about. But no, anyway,
I know. I was just saying. I think Service Academy games have gone like 49-1 in the last 50. Like the unders hit like 49 out of 50 times or something like that.
It's an insane number. This specific game, I will tell you, has gone under 15 times in a row. I know you've seen that floating around on Twitter probably this week. But Brad Powers tweeted something out that I retweeted. If you just started with $100 bet on the under in 2006 and rolled everything over every year, you are up $1.7 million. Now that also requires
one bet a year.
Anyone has actually done that before.
That also requires having the guts to take your whatever it was, $800,000 last year that you're up and put it all on the under again. So it's not realistic, but it is fun math.
I like that. Sometimes we say stats are for losers, but that's a fun stat, and I absolutely love that. It's amazing.
Yeah, Lauren likes
stats
stats where she makes $1 million. Those are the stats that she likes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. So
same.
we're on to week 14 of the NFL right now. Steelers going up against the Vikings, two teams that like this game is I'm not like super excited about this game tonight, but both teams are in the playoff hunt. They definitely need wins right now to have a playoff chance. This is the first time that both of these teams have played since 2017. So Julian, I'll let you break it down first. When you're looking at this game, what stands out to you? Are you on any props, over-unders? Are you betting the spread? What stands out to you here about this game?
Not much. Just like everyone else, not much. It's a
game that everyone's talking about.
Yeah, like it's a game of teams that are threatening to make the playoffs, have a chance to make the playoffs, get one of those wild card spots that I don't think anybody would be too scared to play either team. I don't think anybody would be too excited to bet either of these teams if they got in as a dog in that wild card round. And there's injuries on both sides. So it's just it's one of those games. Thursday night, we're getting towards the end of the season where it doesn't mean all that much to the casual fan or casual bettor. So for me, I will kind of go the other way. I'll have my Thursday night football best bets article up on the DraftKings playbook as I always do, but I might just take Thursday off from betting. NFL, to be honest.
That's a big move.
It's tough. Look, so I'll tell you, I lean right off the bat, Vikings -3. It's -3 on DK Sportsbook right now.
Yeah.
At -125, a ton of juice.
That is really juice.
Yeah,
they don't want to move to 3.5, huh? I'm sure if they moved to 3.5, there'd be a lot of action coming in on Pittsburgh right out of the gate.
Right. So I lean Minnesota. You got Pittsburgh coming off the big win in Baltimore. I don't think Baltimore is very good at all. So I think that's kind of a fake win at the moment.
Yeah, who was it?
What better buy low point? What better buy low point than when you lose to the Vikings? Lose to the Lions. The Lions, excuse me.
There's no better team, Julian, for you. That's my team, and I watched my team get their first win of the season, and I've never been so excited. And they did it in true Lions fashion, where they almost lost. So I've been watching them for 29 years of my life, and it's been the exact same every single year. And I'm just happy we're not having another, defeated season, if you will, like in 2008 when I was sitting there.
Congratulations. You just gave yourself a slight chance of maybe not getting the number 1 pick.
I don't call it a streak, but it might be a streak, people. One game. Let's go.
In Denver.
I love it. I know, Jared or Julian. So do you have any props for this game?
So I think the way you got to look at this, the Minnesota running back situation is still up in the air. I don't know why you would play Dalvin Cook with 2 bad shoulders, but it's technically up in the air. So those props aren't really around. I guess the one place that you got to look is replacing Adam Thielen and where that production is going to come from. So is it going to be force feeding Justin Jefferson like the case was against the Lions? What did he have in that game? He had 11 receptions, I think, on 14 targets. Yeah, for $182 and a touchdown. So is it going to be there? I would rather play a smaller number on someone else.
Yeah.
Which, that leaves us with going to the receiver position or the tight end position. At receiver, KJ Osborne would probably be the guy.
Yep.
He caught 4 of 7 targets for 47 yards and a touchdown in the Detroit game. I would probably go to Tyler Conklin, the tight end. Yep. I think his reception prop, let me see, receiving yards right now on DK Sportsbook. I think it was 39 and a half yards. 39 and a half yards right now. He was very involved last week against Detroit. So if I played a prop in this one, it would probably be the Tyler Conklin, either receptions or receiving yards over, because I think a lot of the Thielen volume winds up going there, and the matchup kind of fits with Pittsburgh's defense.
I like that. A good chat trend here. Minnesota as a favorite's been really bad this year. I just looked up their home favorite numbers. They're 0-2 against the spread as a home favorite. They're 1-4 as a favorite this year.
Perfect. Give me the Vikings -3.
That would scare me. Stats, trends are for losers, all that crap. Sure, why not? How about this, Julian? I'll throw it since you're kind of cold on this game. I'll throw you a few that I've got, and you tell me if I'm on track at all. TJ Watt to record a sack is -150. No Darisaw. He's been on fire. He's trying to get that depoy. He's trying to break the stacks record again and have like the most. I think there's only been. We did this on our weekly show yesterday. I think it was maybe Jack can help me out. I think it was Reggie White and one other guy. Oh, Gastineau. The only two other players in the NFL that have ever had the sack title 2 straight years. And he won it last year. So I could see TJ Watt really. I mean, he's always really aggressive, but that's one that I like. And Cousins has been sacked 8 times in 4 games. So TJ Watt to record a sack. And how about this? The Steelers are 6-0-1 this year when Najee Harris has 16 or more carries.
Ooh.
So that's a really correlated same game parlay, a Najee Harris rushing prop parlayed with the Steelers money line that you probably can get a really good price on. Highly correlated. You're either going to go 2-0 or 0-2, which is always the ideal when you do a parlay. So that's what I'm at tonight. And we gave out some touchdown props on the show yesterday. Deontay Johnson, Lauren, I know you love him. We gave out Conklin. We gave out Osborne, and we gave out Freiermuth. So that's kind of where my head's at tonight. I would lean Pittsburgh, but it's not like a strong play for me. But if I can get 3.5, I think that's a decent spot.
That's how
aside, it's just like, if you told me the spread tonight was 2.5, it would be Vikings. If you told me it's 3.5, 4, it's Steelers. It's one of those kind of games where the number probably matters in terms of what you want to play. And that doesn't mean it'll come down to it. It's just kind of, that's how close the analysis on the game is. I guess.
Lines are super sharp at this stage of the year. That's why I'm liking Teasers more. I was wrong. It wasn't Gastineau. It was Joe Klecko, the other sack exchange guy. Apologies. I'm a Jets fan. I should know that, but
there you go.
Come on, Jared.
I'll get roasted by Jets Twitter if I don't get that one right.
Come on,
I do like that TJ Watt prop. Sometimes when you got to lay something like -150, it scares people off. When in reality, it should be something like -160, -170, and it's a time to get in. So I don't mind laying juice on props like that when it feels like they're still a little bit underpriced. And then, if you like Pittsburgh to win, Najee Harris is 18.5 carries right now on DK Sportsbook. And you can get it at a different number in a same game parlay with whatever the number you use, 16. Just put it with 16.
It's not. You're not. I think they juiced that up a little bit because they know that I think that's like, if you ask me what the game plan is for Pittsburgh tonight, Jefferson gets double coverage and he doesn't see the light of day, and you just pound Najee Harris till oblivion, and then you run Big Ben play action in the red zone, and he does his little thing where he finds a guy on the side or something like that. But Minnesota's defense, they've been bad against the run, but they've been better against the pass. So I don't know. We'll see. But I would say that's the game script for me tonight. Is Pittsburgh run probably and then double coverage to Jefferson. So I'd stay away from the Jefferson props tonight, I think.
Yeah, I'm also really riding hard the Deontay Johnson anytime touchdown.
He's been hot.
I love a good plus money prop, especially with anytime touchdowns. We've been hitting those really hard all season. But he's the second most targeted receiver in all of football. Draws over 8 targets per game this season. And in the last 4 games, no receiver has drawn more targets per game than him. It's just under 13, which is incredible. So I really like that, Jared. I'm actually telling you on that. And also I'm going to tell you on the TJ Watt over a half sack.
That's my favorite prop of the night. TJ Watt's getting a sack tonight. No Darisaw. He's their best. He's one of the best left tackles in the league right now. And Cousins, the Minnesota O-line's been so bad. Cousins a statue. Watt is getting a sack.
He's a statue.
He is literally a statue.
I mean, in terms of Johnson scoring too, the Vikings are allowing the most fantasy points to wide receivers.
Love that.
That's not all just yards and receptions. That's a lot of touchdowns too.
Wow, I didn't know they were that bad against wideouts too. The Vikings defense has been really bad this year, huh?
I know. And with Claypool missing some practice as well, I think that he's likely headed for another double-digit target.
Claypool's been brutal. Claypool's been brutal. He needs to stop tweeting and worry about football more.
Right, people say that to me all the time too.
No, they don't say that. Yeah, right, exactly.
Just kidding. All right. Does anyone have any more props they want to talk about?
No, that's good. TJ Watt's my favorite one. Yeah. That would be my favorite of the night, probably.
I know, because I want to get into some college basketball because we're seeing some things develop that we didn't necessarily expect at the beginning of the season. Right now, Purdue plus 750 to win the NCAA tournament. And maybe this isn't what people were expecting is going to be the number 1 team, the Boilermakers, but they've been really, really good, and they've had some solid wins. Julian, do you think they're worthy right now of being the favorite, or is this just kind of early season hype in terms of the placement?
Yeah, Purdue should be favored over Gonzaga to win it all. Gonzaga will get it together. They'll be a threat to be in the Final Four. They might make the Final Four again, but it's kind of been the same story over and over again with Gonzaga. Like, when are they going to win it? Oh, this year they'll win it. They're so good, and then they don't. I don't think this year's team is better than last year's team for Gonzaga. You lost Suggs, Ayayi, and Kispert on the perimeter. That's 1 through 3 right there, guys that give you 32, 34 minutes a game, all gone. And Nembhard picks up a lot of that production, but he's one guy. And Chet Holmgren's great. Dude needs to eat a Big Mac, but
or 2 or 3.
Yeah, like he's going to get pushed around in certain matchups. And Purdue's got the size. They have the scoring. So Gonzaga being up there at the top of the board, eating up so much value, being such a heavy favorite, I think gives value to everyone. And if you want to look further down the board, like, sure, there are longer shots than Purdue, but like Purdue should probably be closer to the number that Gonzaga is. So getting them at plus 750 because Gonzaga is such a big favorite makes a ton of sense to me.
Yeah, I don't understand how Gonzaga still is up there at the top. I just don't see it. Because when they do get to a regional final, they're going to have to play a game. Let's say they're in the Thursday, Saturday region. They're going to have to play a regional final 48 hours after their Sweet 16 game. And like that, again, that's the kind of grind when it's one thing to do it in the West Coast Conference and you're facing Santa Clara and Pepperdine, who's actually pretty good. I don't want to knock Pepperdine, but when you're doing it against top tier Sweet 16 caliber opponents, I just don't see them even making it to the Final Four. Like I could see, like, is there a no on a make it to the Final Four? Like I would bet that.
All yeses on the Final Four, but I agree with you. It's like a pick. It's like a pick. So
yeah.
I don't know. DK Sportsbook lets me create props from time to time.
Create that one. No Gonzaga to make a Final Four. I would bet that right now. No Gonzaga to make a Final Four. I think that's, and you probably get plus money on it too, I bet.
I will inquire. They'll probably tell me no.
That.
But
it helps to know people. It helps to know people.
Jared putting it in the suggestion box right now. But
I love it. That's a good bet, though. That's a good bet. I think that's
they've played 9 games and lost 2 of them. They smoked UCLA, which still gives the perception that they're elite, and they are elite. Like, I don't want to say they're not good,
but in the tournament one and done, and depending on what their role is, let's just leave it at this. I wouldn't bet that until I saw a bracket, but it's not going to move that much, I don't think, just based on the bracket. Like, I think it's more the handicap that I'm more interested in. And I think they will struggle in that Thursday to Saturday going to a regional final. And even the Final Four, Saturday to a Monday national championship. I don't think they're winning it all this year. I would definitely vote no.
I'm with you.
Both.
I know it's early right now, but you look at a team like Purdue, like, do you think that they're going to make the Final Four? They have the number 1 adjusted offensive efficiency in the entire country right now. They rank in the top 5 in both 2-point percentage and 3-point percentage. And they also rank in top 10 in offensive rebounding percentage and in the top 5 in free throw rate. Say that 10 times fast, guys. Seriously. But like, simply put, like how do you stop that kind of balance? Like, you don't, right? With a team
correct. You don't. Purdue is very balanced. Villanova almost had him. And I bet Villanova in that game. And then they came back late and won it. And that'll be the last time I'm going against Purdue this year, probably.
Wow.
I don't know if it'll happen again. They're really good. They score. So I'm on their team total tonight. I don't know why it's so low, and I don't know why they're only 13-point favorites against Rutgers. It was 12.
Yeah,
and it moved. I don't know what's going on, but I've looked into it. They have no real concerns. I've talked to some people that I trust that really know college basketball. They can't tell me anything that's wrong with Purdue tonight, other than Rutgers is one of the slowest paced teams in the country. So maybe they try and just muck this game up and make it a rock fight, but that's not going to work.
But they can't score.
Right. That Purdue is so much better than them. They'll just they're the better team. They'll set the pace in this game.
That is tough though, because sometimes when you play teams that aren't necessarily as good as you, just like watching even in the NBA, in college basketball, and in any sport, you're playing a team that's not necessarily as good as you, and they just make it a frustrating game for you to play, where it kind of throws you off of your game plan. So it could be a game like that.
I just don't think Rutgers is good enough to do that against the best team in the country. So like, I think they're gonna I meant to bring a bunch of the box scores for Purdue in front of me. They scored like 94, 96, 97.
I've got it right here. They've scored 90 or more so they're 8-0. They've scored 90 or more in 6 of those 8 games.
Wow.
Yeah. And the unders were, I think, 80 against Nova and 77 against Iowa.
And they won
which are both over. So the team total tonight, I bet it at 75.5.
Yeah,
they need to score their season low against Rutgers to not cash their team total.
I'm going to tail you on that, Julian. You like that.
I am perplexed. I am absolutely perplexed when I saw this. I was like, something has to be wrong, which is why I reached out to a lot of college basketball, professional handicappers that I trust, and they're all like, I don't know. So I said, all right, I'm going down with the ship. 2 units, Purdue team total over.
Yeah.
Well, think about Steve Michael's strategy. It is their first true road game. And the Rack's a tough place to play, even though it's now called Jersey Mike's Sub Arena or something.
I looked at the arena.
I swear, that actually is what it's called, Lauren.
I was like, is this neutral or is it a road game? And I saw it was at Jersey Mike's Arena, and I was like, all right, I'm not afraid of Jersey Mike's Arena.
They better have those sandwiches there. If they don't, then that's just
I get Jersey Mike's here in Hoboken. It's the best. I love it. I ordered it the other day.
I even have it here in Boston. It's very good. I like the Italian.
It's tasty.
And I also like Purdue scoring over 75.5 points.
Purdue's going to be snacking on Jersey Mike's
my
tonight.
Jersey Mike Italian sub, watching Purdue win my bet tonight.
That's going to be their post-game meal. When you're and the basketball teams are on the road, they get meals handed to them as they're walking on the bus. It's definitely going to be Jersey Mike's tonight.
They could have it. They could have it as a pregame meal. They will still score over 75.5 in this game.
Oh, I'm a huge fan. Okay, another big game going on tonight. Texas taking on Seton Hall. Texas 6-1 on the season. Seton Hall 7-1. Seton Hall on a 4-game winning streak right now. Texas on a 5-game winning streak. And it's no surprise, really, that this game is close to a pick-em between 2 teams that are both in the top 25. Julian, what are you expecting from that game?
So you know how we just talked about, if you want to give me 2.5, I'll take the Vikings tonight. If it's 3.5, I'll take the Steelers tonight. That's kind of how I feel about this game, and it has moved. Like, I woke up and saw Seton Hall plus 2.5. I was like, I kind of like Seton Hall at home getting those points. Now Texas is plus 1. If you're making me bet it now, I'm like, all right, give me Texas. Which means I probably won't bet this game, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's an awesome game to watch. I don't think I'll bet it. I would rather take whatever I was going to bet on Texas and put it on Purdue because I'm way more confident in that. But awesome game to watch, and it legit is a coin flip game. So having Seton Hall getting points at home is nice. But now you tell me I can get a point or 2 with the better team, I think. I'll go there. So it's going to be an awesome game. It's a great matchup. Both teams have a lot of size. Texas probably has more experience or a more talented experience combination in the backcourt, which is important. So yeah, I'm more interested. Put it this way, more than betting this game, and if you're gonna, if you got it at 2.5 for Seton Hall, great. If you're gonna bet it now, I would advise you Texas. I don't know. But this is one of those games where I'm more excited to watch it and learn from it, and see what we can take into future matchups that these 2 teams have from getting genuinely tested. A game like this is gonna matter to have under your belt, unless somebody gets blown out. Just having a close game that you play like this against a really good team, early in December is going to help both of these teams moving forward.
Can we just talk about how New Jersey is the center of the college basketball world tonight?
Yeah,
Rutgers and Seton Hall.
In Jersey.
Yeah, those 2 locations, Newark, the Prudential Center, and Jersey Mike's Arena, only separated by.
I love Jersey Mike's Arena now. This is my favorite place. I need to go visit. I'm going to plan a vacation just to go to Jersey Mike's Arena.
Lauren, you're always welcome in the Garden State. We would love to have you. Only about an hour away from each other, Prudential Center, Newark, and Piscataway. And also, Monmouth plays tonight. That game is at the Carnesecca Arena at St. John's. But still, talk about there's 7 college basketball games tonight. 3 of them involve teams from New Jersey. And I can't bet on any of them because I live in New Jersey.
Yeah.
What a concept.
I was just going to say, tough for you.
Tough night for me in college hoops. Can't bet on any of these games.
And all of them are going to be more exciting than the Thursday night football game. That
likely outcome. Unfortunate, sad, but true.
Texas Seton Hall is, I mean, it'll be over by the time Thursday night kicks off. But Texas Seton Hall is the game of the night, not 100%. Vikings Steelers.
Yeah. That's actually hilarious. Okay, Julian, before we let you go, any final thoughts on just any sports in general? Your thoughts so far now through 14 weeks of the NFL season. We're like a month into college basketball now, a couple months into NBA, a couple months.
Are you sleeping?
What?
I never sleep. I never sleep. I have a 2-year-old son, and I bet on sports all night. How do I sleep?
Yeah, you don't sleep.
So sleep aside, I'll try and share some thoughts. Purdue, like we went over, Purdue has value in the futures market pretty much all over the place. So in college basketball, those are kind of my thoughts at the moment. For NFL, I'm going to be really conservative down the stretch because, like we talked about, lines sharpen up down at the end of the season.
Yeah,
teams' motives are going to start to change as we get down the stretch. I'm excited for the playoffs, but there's not many games I'm betting every week. The only NFL game that I have bet this week is I took Browns money line at -130.
I'm on the Browns too.
There we go.
I'm only on
Browns
2 bets this week.
Ravens.
Browns and Bills. That's it. Those are my only 2
Bills.
Picks. I know. I got 3 and a hook though, so I feel a little better.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, the Browns are in a bounce back spot. Like their last game was the Ravens. They lost 16-10 on the road. Took a bye. Now they play them again at home, whereas the Ravens get beat by the Steelers in between, lose another key defender to injury for the season. Bad spot for the Ravens. Great bounce back spot for the Browns. That's the only NFL thing that I'm on this week. And there'll be a lot of weeks where it's 1 or 2 bets in the NFL. And that's just
the lines are too sharp. I like teasing better. The lines are so sharp. Teasing makes more sense because they're so freaking sharp.
Teasing makes a lot more sense. You got to get through the key numbers. And whatnot. And what sport am I missing that I do? NBA, I guess. NBA is wide open, which is
great for especially in the East. I feel like the West is kind of, there's the 3 best teams and then everyone else. And the East is kind of like
who's the best team in the East right now? I can't name him.
I mean, like basically there's like 10 teams that are all at 500 right now, and every single night they're all like, you could be like 11 one night and then jump up to 7 the next day depending on what games are going on.
Yeah, right now doesn't matter, I guess, is what I'll say. But like, I'm confident that when we get to April, the 2 best teams in the East will be the Nets and Heat. I would be surprised if that's not the Eastern Conference Final. I think that those 2 teams have the most if they're healthy.
Yeah,
I was all over the Nets last year.
Before that. Lots of games to have. Like the NBA, it's like we're still in like the infant stage of the NBA.
Yeah,
season.
NBA and NHL both. 82 games is a lot of games.
It's a long season.
A lot of games.
Let me tell you, it's a lot of games.
Lot of games.
Oh man.
Here, I'll give you one more parting thought. Bowl games. I've met a bunch of bowl games. Bowl games are awesome. Utah is beating Ohio State on New Year's Day.
I agree.
I took the 7, but just the 200 money line, like this could be much closer by the time this game kicks off in terms of the spread. Ohio State wanted to win it all. Yeah. Ohio State's championship or bust, and now they're here. They're going to have guys sitting out for the draft. They're going to be just much less motivated. Utah started 1-2, made the QB change. They've been up. They're going to treat this as a big-time game. I expect their guys to win. I expect them to win.
Yeah.
Whittingham's a hell of a coach.
All the adversity they've faced all season, I feel like they're just playing for more than just football, right? That's been like the storyline for them all season.
For sure.
Crazy. So that gives you a lot of extra motivation too. Quick thought on another Big Ten school that I have
of course.
I have no opinion on whatsoever, but what do you think about
Georgia?
The Michigan. Oh
no! He already knew where you were going to ask before you asked.
Is that a good enough answer for you?
No, I went to Michigan, so I'm saying the Michigan money line just because I have to.
By the way, someone did bet in the chat over 2.5 snorts. We're definitely there. We're there today on Lauren. We bet on how many snorts she has during a show, Julian. We're up to 4 today. Oh, there's 5.
Oh, 5. I didn't even realize that came out. Oh, wow.
That's why it's funny.
You're getting
double the over, huh?
Double the over. It was an easy cover tonight. Hopefully, like all those NBA and those college basketball. Oh, we got another one. Just stop, Lauren. Just.
I'm done.
Send Julian on his way, and we'll end the show gracefully.
It's been real. We'll definitely have you on in the future. Thank you so much, Julian Edlow. from the Unreasonable Odds podcast. Love having you on. Have a great weekend. Enjoy time with your 2-year-old.
Anytime, guys. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you, bud. Tremendous work.
Right.
DraftKings superstar. He's
Love
on
it.
NFL Sunday Countdown or Monday Countdown now. I see him on ESPN. He's a freaking rock star.
He's the best, the absolute best. Okay, so getting into our best bets of the day and Pickswise 3-star play of the day. First of all, hit me with the 3-star play. Who do we got?
All right, so soccer picks were kind of crap yesterday, but it's okay. You know why?
Picks kicked rocks, if you will.
Yeah, I was kicking rocks. All right, we're going to kick some more rocks today in the Europa League. And this is a Chris Rivers 3-star special. So my 3-star plays yesterday are my best soccer bets in the UCL. We're kind of but we've got Pickswise Nation that's going to pick me up. Pickswise, the cappers, the team, the family. So we're going to go Napoli and Leicester, both teams to score. This match is at 12:45 Eastern time. You got about 2 hours to cook up some breakfast.
3 minutes, if you will.
Yeah, get your match picks in. There's like 20 Europa League matches today. I would not bet all of them, even though we love betting on soccer. This is the one I would bet on today. Napoli, Leicester, both teams to score. Read about it on Pickswise.com. 3-star play of the day.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, your best bet of the day.
Well, Matt Brott, thank you. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not Matt Brott. Alex Kals, thank you for asking. Any NHL bets? Well, yes, we do have an NHL bet today.
Well, yes.
And you know what? I've been kind of jinxing Isles Nation. So we have Pickswise Nation. Here on Long Island, we have Isles Nation too. I bet on the Isles at home like 2 straight games, thinking that this was going to be their first win at UBS Arena. Well, third time's the charm. This tonight is going to be their first win at UBS Arena. It is happening
to play somehow
tonight. It is happening tonight. They are home against the Predators. Obviously, they're home because they have to get their first home win. So I think Use Saros is still out with a non-COVID illness. I think. That's what I'm hearing. But confirm that later. If the odds move in favor of the Isles later tonight, yes, it'll be the backup goalie, David Rittich, who, say what you want, backup goalie's not as good as the starters. For the Isles, Sorokin's been tremendous. At home, he's played 3 games at UBS Arena, and it's not his fault that they haven't won because he's got a 2.01 goals against and a 943 save percentage. And from what I heard from my Isles sources, I've got some buddies that work on Long Island. They told me that over the weekend, they started to see some signs that they're starting to come together. They won their last game against Ottawa. They took points in their last 3 games, some overtime losses. And I think they're going to get their first home win tonight. We're going to go 3-way money line, plus 140. They are doing it in regulation. Isles, first win at UBS.
I like it. I'm actually tailing you on that just because I want them to win so bad at their home arena.
Let's go. Come on, Isles.
As exciting or not exciting as the Thursday night football game is going to be tonight, I'm still betting it. I bet it last night at Steelers money line plus 145. I wake up this morning, now it's plus 155. So I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't wait on that. But you know what? It's okay. I still locked it in at plus money. But Minnesota has lived and died this season in close games. 11 of their 12 games have been decided by 8 points or less. That's pretty incredible. They're 500 on the season against the spread. For that reason, and I think this is one of the ones where, the Vikings could be hampered if Thielen doesn't play and Cook can't go. I mean, Pittsburgh showed grit. They showed tenacity in their fourth quarter rally against Baltimore, even though, sorry, Alex Glaze, because I know he's probably going to be watching this later. Baltimore just isn't that great of a team right now. They're spearheaded by TJ Watt, which is why I'm tailing you on your TJ Watt bet. And this is the kind of game that can be, a shot in the arm to a team that's floundering right now. I think the Steelers come up strong with the victory in this one on the road, keep themselves in the thick of the AFC playoff picture. And I think the Vikings lose their second in a row. I think that even though they're going to want to bounce back after a loss to the Lions last week, they're not going to be able to. Steelers come out on top of this one, and we're getting it at plus money too. So
I'm telling you.
Woo!
I'm telling you tonight. Two things. One, I'm telling you. Actually, 3 things. One, I'm telling you. B, we have to.
Are you tailing me just because I've won?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because you're on freaking fire. By the way, guys, if you want to see
out a little bit at some point, it just depends on when.
We don't like that attitude. If you guys want to see what the records are, there is a link to the spreadsheet posted on my Twitter page. You can see all the LBI PODs. People are not going to believe that you're doing as well as you are. You are. I promise that you are. Second, we got another snort. Second, Jim Monis in the chat spoke to Kirk. He said, if I take him back tonight, he promises he'll never cheat on me again. # Tristan Thompson. So we have our Jim Monis reality TV show reference of the night. Thank you, Jim, for watching. You're the best. Third, another great comment in the chat. Sam Colmer, Isles Futures, 66-1 a couple nights ago. Yes, Sam. Also on the Superbook right now. I know last time I gave out 250-1 and it wasn't there. It was. They just moved it. 100-1 on Superbook right now. I put a quarter unit on the Isles to win the Stanley Cup. 100-1. It exists right now at this moment at 10:46 a.m.
Lock it in, baby. Lock it in.
100-1. Just get them into the playoffs, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. Their team once they're in the playoffs, they can just muck up the neutral zone, make it tough for other teams to win. And they're one of those teams that makes good offensive teams extremely frustrated because they're not able to get anything going. And in a 7-game series, that comes out big. That's all I got to say about that. And on that note, we're ending tonight. The Isles getting their first win at their new arena. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. Tailing you on it. Let's go Steelers. Let's go Isles. And let's bet it. Let's get it. Have a great night.